Hello and welcome to the Elsie Smith Show. Our topic for today is gratitude, the science behind getting more of the good stuff. Oh, I forgot my yuppie earrings, which means you might hear better. Let me just put them in. How about that? Is that any better? So, what is gratitude? I, a few years ago, published a lovely little book called It's Over, How to End a Relationship and Feel Good About Yourself. In there, I channeled some information about gratitude. In this little book, gratitude is defined as a moment of unconditional love and a glimpse of the universe. This book also tells us that gratitude has a permanent effect on our physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies. We'll get around to how that permanent effect happens. So, how do you achieve gratitude? Again, in this book called It's Over, there's a long explanation, but I'll just give you the short version here. Assume that gratitude is the completion of an emotional spiral where you resolve opposites to become whole. What this means is that you have two sides of the spiral. You complete the conflict which is encompassed in these two sides of the spiral, where fermions merge and they become bosons. What on earth am I talking about? I'm referring to quantum physics, but I'll make it easy. I'll make it really simple for you, because all of this happens at cellular level in our bodies, and that is how we get to the point where we feel and experience gratitude. Let's start with fermions. What is a fermion? At cellular level, you have protons and you have electrons. They are both fermions, or they both matter. You can actually observe them. Well, definitely not with the naked eye, but quantum physicists will tell you that you can observe fermions and bosons. They are minutely small. Now, let's look at the nature of fermions. Fermions have been described as the building blocks of the universe. Now, fermions are very much like a selfish person. They are solitary, they are unsociable, they resist other fermions. As a result, they remain unbalanced and selfish. They pride themselves on being different. You know, like me, myself, and I'm different from others, therefore I'm so wonderful. Now, because this fermion continues to push other fermions away, it actually remains solitary. Now, here's another really interesting about fermions. Each fermion needs its own space, and at any given time, only one fermion can occupy any space. Like I'm sitting on this chair. I am the only person right now who can sit on this chair in the position that I have. I might be able to move to one side and accommodate somebody else, but because I'm a fermion, I choose not to do that. I choose to sit on the entire chair. This is my spot. I have fought for it. I don't care about other people. This is my chair. That's the nature of a fermion. They are very rigid, very stiff, and they reject interaction. And because of that, they remain stationary. They don't go anywhere. And they remain in a state of tension. Now, what happens is that this fermion represents a part of you that you disown, as well as a part of you that you actually own, the opposite part. How does that work? So remember what I said. Protons are fermions, electrons are fermions. They each carry an electrical charge, but they carry opposite electrical charges. One is positive, one is negative. So what we have here is a part of you that you own, a part of you that you disown, and they are opposites. And they are fighting for the right spot. They each want to be the only one getting to the top. So let's take an example. You're honest, okay? You're always honest. Honesty is very important for you. You never do anything dishonest. So sometimes you are tactful, and because you want to be overly tactful, you state things in a way that maybe can be a little bit of a white lie. So you're a liar. Yes, you do value honesty, but you also do see the need occasionally for being scarce with the truth, for not telling the whole truth. That is where you have two opposites. And these opposites fight against each other. Now, I like to visualize it as a spiral, and you've got two little men running up the strands of the spiral. On the one hand, you've got the part that you own. This is me. I'm always opposite. I'm always honest. On the other hand, you've got the part that you disown. This is not me. Definitely not. It is not even possible. I'm never like this. Other people are like that, and that's why they cause problems for me. So you have this spiral, and you have these two little men running up the spiral, and they're running as fast as they can because they know that only one of them can actually reach the top. Or that's what they believe, at least. That's what they believe. So you've got this battle inside of you where, yes, I am like that. No, I'm not like that. You don't see the whole picture. You've got one side winning, another side winning, one side winning, another side winning. And it causes a lot of tension and a lot of internal stress. So the honest person in you is the one who wants to win. This honest person will say, I'm not like that. The dishonest part of you will say, don't deny me, or I will make things worse for you. So you've got these two parts fighting against each other, and it's causing tremendous tension. Now, this could be, I'm talking about being honest and being dishonest. It could be about all sorts of things. If you look at the tension in your life, you will always find, if you're honest with yourself, you will always find that there are two parts of it. And this is where you have to choose between one side and the other side, because remember, only one can win, or so they say. Now, at some point, you will recognize that you're both an honest person and occasionally you bend the truth, which means being dishonest. You will see how damaging honesty can sometimes be, and you will also see how useful being tactful can be, or slightly bending the truth can be. Or it is quite possible that you are always the one who lies, and eventually you've got to confront the truth, no matter how painful it is for you. You've got to confront the truth. So, at this point where you realize that you've actually got to own both sides, this is where the fermions get tired. They have been running, they've been battling against each other, they've been running for the top spot, and neither of them have reached the top spot. But they're close. They're like up here and still running. And the higher they get, the closer they get to the top spot, the more the tension becomes, and the more they fight against each other. So, what happens then? They actually both achieve the top spot at the same time, because we are both sides. And when they achieve the top spot, they merge. They merge into one, and those two separate fermions become a boson. And this whole process, especially the part at the top, has been confirmed in another book that I've channeled. The book is called Shine. Now, in this book, there's a chapter that starts with these beautiful words. You can find these books on Amazon if you look for them. In Shine, there's this chapter that starts with these beautiful words. It says, today we want to talk about turmoil and torment. We love the sound of that, not only because of all the T's in it, but also because turmoil and torment comes right before gratitude. You and your readers, and we love them all, know how the period before gratitude is always the most difficult. That's where you've got the final fight for the top spot. Just before the fermions both realize, actually we're both wrong, because we are honest and we are dishonest. And the moment they realize that, they become one. They become a boson. They become force carriers rather than occupiers of space. Remember, a fermion was occupying a space. I'm the only one who can sit on this chair. go away, I don't want to share with you. A boson says, let's share it. I'm now a ghost. And a ghost can sit anywhere, can sit on top of somebody, can sit underneath somebody, because it now becomes a force carrier. It now carries the force of love. A boson consists of an equal number of fermions, and it's always completely balanced. A boson is happy. It absolutely loves to share. It loves to merge with others. There's no selfishness. It's more like a ghost. It prefers to share. It doesn't want to remain separate. There's nothing about me, myself, and I. It's all about we, about us. Now, like I said, a boson is like a ghost. It knows no barriers. Nothing can stop it. Nothing carries a force the boson carries a force that produces movement and radiation. And this is how a boson lights the path for others to follow. And this is really important. A boson knows no time or space. So it's completely different from a fermion. It's where the fermions have merged together. There's no time, there's no space. And this brings us back to gratitude. The moment when those two fermions merge, become one, reach the top of the spiral, and turn into bosons, that is where you experience gratitude. Gratitude is not an emotion. It's not something that you can fake. It's not like anger, like joy, like being sad, like being depressed, like being happy. It's not like that. It is an opening up of your heart chakra. That's what gratitude is about. And you get a glimpse of unconditional love when you experience gratitude. Now, it's only a fleeting moment in eternity, because that's how quickly these two opposites merge, and you think, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's only a fleeting glimpse. It could last half a minute. It could last a few minutes. It could, if you're really, really happy, like when you saw your firstborn, like when you first realized you're in love, it could last for a few hours. But then, you attach conditions, and the gratitude, the feeling of gratitude goes away. But this is the good news. Once you've had that feeling of gratitude, where these two opposites have merged, when you've had that feeling of gratitude, this gratitude goes into every single cell of your body, and your entire body integrates that moment of gratitude, and your entire body starts vibrating at a level which is higher than it was before you experienced the gratitude. That effect is permanent. So whenever you experience gratitude, your body starts vibrating at a higher level. And because of that, you just feel lighter, you feel closer to love, you feel closer to your true nature. Now, these moments of gratitude, they reflect a completed spiritual spiral. When an inner conflict resolves, you experience a quantum of light in every cell of your body. So gratitude might start up here, but when it happens, the process of striving for gratitude might start up here. But when that moment of gratitude happens, it goes right through your entire body, and it's permanent. So first, before you reach that moment of gratitude and true love, you continue to feel frustration, you feel regret for what you didn't achieve, or you feel resentment for what other people have done. You feel resentment for other people's actions. You're not happy. And the more you feel this frustration, this regret, this resentment, the closer you are to the top of the spiral, the closer the closer these two little men, one running on one side and one running on the other side, the closer they are to reaching the top, and the competition between them gets so intense, it could actually keep you awake at night. But when you focus on working towards a moment of gratitude, your awareness expands. You become more aware of what's happening in your spirit, you become more aware of what's happening in your body with every one of those experiences. You become much more aware of your emotions. I start to understand the resolution of this inner conflict. You feel lighter, you feel more whole. So when you're at that moment when you experience gratitude, your inner conflict heals. You remember your eternal roots. For that moment, you realize, actually, yes, this journey is just a very, very, very small part of eternal life. And once you've experienced that, once you felt that gratitude and that true love, you will do anything to experience similar moments. So, how do you achieve gratitude? Is there anything that you can actually do to experience more gratitude? Now, here's a little quote from this one again, from It's Over, in which it says, when you consciously work on the process, it doesn't mean that the moment of gratitude or true love is worth less. So obviously, when you have that experience of gratitude or true love without consciously working on it, it's massive, it's amazing. But if you consciously strive towards it, it doesn't mean that the gratitude or that moment of true love is worth less. It simply means that you truly become the master of your own destiny in a loving way. So yes, it is possible to consciously work towards more gratitude. And in that way, to become a master of your destiny, where you experience love on a stronger basis, just change this, where you experience love on a regular basis, where you experience that glimpse of gratitude. So what can you do? And I love this stuff that I channel because I learned so much from it. From this book called Shine. Here's another little paragraph to quote. There's a chapter that says, people in modern civilization have forgotten how to breathe. They express gratitude for tangible things, but they forget to use the gift of life. So if you want to remind yourself to experience gratitude or to be aware of moments of gratitude, here's a good start. Take a few deep breaths. Feel that breath going into your body, carrying the oxygen into your body. Feel that breath going as deep as possible into your body. And also feel that breath coming out again and dispensing with stuff that was in your body that you no longer need. Use that breath. So part of gratitude is taking deep breaths. And believe me, once you have seen somebody who cannot breathe, I have seen people suffering from asthma, from emphysema, people close to me. It breaks my heart that they do not have gratitude for the breath they take every day, every time they breathe. Start with that. Start with gratitude for every single breath that you take. Another quote from Shine. Just live your life with awareness. Every time you become aware of a special moment, whether you are in this moment or whether you recall that moment, your awareness grows. You process that moment and gratitude is created. Your essence grows. Your essence grows. Remember what I said, that once you've experienced that moment of gratitude, a quantum of light is formed in every cell of your body, and your body vibrations goes to a higher level permanently. That's what these books tell us. Your essence grows. You process that moment, gratitude is created, and then your essence grows. Something else that you can do to experience that gratitude. Fear. I don't need to tell you about fear. There is so much fear in the world at the moment. There's so much change that we are experiencing, and all of that change results in fear. So we're experiencing a lot of fear at the moment. How do you deal with that? There's a surefire way to turn that fear into the opposite. Remember, you've got these two little men, the internal conflict. You've got these two little men fighting for the top spot at the top of the spiral. So fear on the one side and the opposite of fear on the other side. What is the opposite of fear? Love. Love. So who's going to win? Is it going to be fear? Is it going to be love? It is the one, there's a lovely saying, which a tiger can nurture, or a tiger can destroy. We've all got a tiger inside of us. Which side do we feed? So when the fear takes over, when the fear wants to get to the top of the spiral, what do we do with the love? Do we feed the love? Do we feed the love until they are equal, until the tension gets so much that they merge and love becomes even more? That's what we want to do here. So whenever you have a thought of fear, turn that thought of fear into a thought of creation. Break through that fear. Fear is up here. It's up here. It's nowhere else. And because it's up here, it then goes into your body. It takes your breath away. It causes this immense amount of tension where you have got physical tension in your body. Get rid of that. Turn the fear of the thought that causes your fear into the opposite until the two merge together. And you say, it's okay to experience fear, because when I experience fear, it reminds me of the opposite, and then I bring them together and I have that moment of gratitude. That's what you need to do there. Another way to build on gratitude, to find gratitude, is focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. Get in your mind very, very, very clear what it is that you want for your future. Because the clearer the picture is, the less space there is for fear, the less space there is for disappointment. Because when you focus on a very, very clear picture, the whole universe, the people around you, the processes that are happening around you, the quantum processes, they all work together to help you make that picture become real. So focus on what that picture is. And when you get it, when that picture materializes, remember the gratitude. Feel that moment of gratitude. Any special moment, feel it as a moment of gratitude. And make a note of it so that you can remind yourself, that was a special moment for me. That's where I felt gratitude. Now, here's a surefire way to find gratitude every single day. This is my gratitude jar. Now you'll see it consists of a lot of little pieces of paper. I started this particular jar on the 1st of January of this year. Every night before I go to bed, I write the date on a little piece of paper. I write everything on there, and yes, I do write small because there's a lot in here. I write everything on there that I feel grateful for on that particular day. It helps you to focus. I have seen miracles since I started doing it. I have felt the gratitude in my heart every night. And you know, sometimes you've had a really, really bad day. What do you do then? Get to your gratitude jar. Start writing, start thinking about the things that you are grateful for. Even if it is, I am still breathing. I have got hot water. I have got a flushing toilet. I've got some food in my belly. I've got clothes on my back. And then add to that list. There is always, always something to feel grateful for. But having a gratitude jar like this helps you to focus and to remind yourself that gratitude must be part of your daily routine. Now, here's a final one that will take a lot more time, but it's worth the effort to do it. Imagine yourself being an observer of your own life. Imagine yourself taking a step back, looking at yourself on the stage of life that you share with other people. And consider those emotions that you feel in your body, that you feel most often, but that you want to have less of, like fear, anger, hate, resentment, regret, revenge. You can go down the list. There are over 3,000 words in the English language that describe emotions. Pick those that you feel at the moment are part of your daily life, that you don't want to have. You don't want to have it, or you want to have much less of it. Now, also think of people who make your life complicated, who make your life harder. And remember those people who irritate you, or those that you feel rejected by. Make a list of them. That's a good start. Make a list of them. Yes, it might be a bit of a depressing list initially, but make the list, because then you've got a reminder. And as you work down the list, you can actually draw a line through the emotions. You can draw a line through the names of the people and things as you process them. Um, Also, think of everything that makes you feel you are unable to control your life. Like you've got bills to pay, you've got family issues that you're not the only one involved in, stuff that you feel, but other people are also involved. Make that list. And it doesn't matter how long it is. And this is not about punishing yourself, it is about finding your focus points. Then you go through that list and you take one at a time. Now, if you've got 20 items on your list, it might take you 20 days, it might take you 20 weeks to work through. If you don't start, it's not going to happen. So take one of these at a time and find the other side. Find the other side. I was at work today. Somebody bullied me. Somebody picked on me. I really had a bad day. I really had a bad experience. Is there anything to be grateful for? Actually, yes. Yes, there is. Because that person who bullies me, that person who was nasty to me, is teaching me to find some other wisdom inside of myself. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm already starting to work on it. I will find something to be grateful for. And then once I've done that, I will be able to thank that person, even if it's just in my mind. I will be able to thank that person and say, thank you for a lesson well learned. You have really helped me. I now understand the wisdom. I can now move on. Let me draw a line through their name. If you've got all this fear, find the love. For every little bit of fear in your world, there's that big a circle of love that is there. Now compare it to tiny little fear, big circle of love. Put the two together, you have a boson, you have a moment, a quantum of light, you have a moment of gratitude. Now, why is it so important to actually find the gratitude? Why can't you just get on with your life and forget about all this gratitude stuff? Well, from personal experience, I can tell you about the relief you experience when you focus on gratitude. You've got less baggage. You know that bag on your back, which is filled full of stones? Every time you experience gratitude, that bag gets emptied. So you've got less baggage, you've got a higher vibration. All of this is captured in the cells of your entire body, which means better health, less stress, less weight on your shoulders, less weight on your back, better health. Also, better karma, if you believe in karma. There's no need to come back to learn any of these lessons, because you learn them as you identify that you don't have gratitude yet for that particular experience. So what you do is you sow the seed for a life at a higher level. Also, stronger faith, definitely stronger faith, because as you go through this process of finding gratitude every day, especially finding gratitude in the stuff that irritates you, that irks you, that causes issues for you, finding that gratitude, seeing how the process works, will result in stronger faith. And obviously, lots of miracles, lots of surprises. If you've got all this stuff out of the way that causes you all these issues in your life, you will have so many miracles, so many surprises, and just a better quality of life all around. So I would urge you to try one of these methods to actually find your gratitude and find that moment of eternity, that glimpse of eternity, that moment of eternal love, and make a habit of finding it every single day. You will see what an incredibly beautiful life you build for yourself. So that would be it. That is it for today. We've got another lovely show coming up next week. It is called Healing Meditation, using aromatherapy to help mindfulness. Now that's two interesting topics. On the one hand, aromatherapy, essential oils. On the other hand, meditation, mindfulness, bringing the two together to form a beautiful whole. And my guest on the show will be a lovely lady called Amy Ellis. Now, Go and find a glass bottle, which is your gratitude jar. Start putting your little pieces of paper in there every night before you go to bed. And remember to put the date on, and remember to fill that piece of paper with with things that you're grateful for before you go to bed. Blessings to you, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.